Wen Jiang, the Princess of Qi, is a figure both prominent and controversial in the history of ancient China during the Spring and Autumn period. Born into royalty, she was not only a symbol of power and status, but also a woman with deep personal desires. In an era when Confucian ideals and family ethics were increasingly strict, Wen Jiang chose a path that defied the rigid boundaries of a feudal society. Leading a life full of turbulence, her story left a significant mark on history, telling a tale of love, power, and rebellion against the invisible constraints of the ancient social order. As a princess of the Qi state, Wen Jiang was expected to become the perfect emblem of the royal family, a political tool to strengthen alliances and reinforce national influence. The education she received from an early age helped her understand the privileges and power her status afforded her. This formed a proud and strong-willed personality, making her a woman who would not easily submit. She was destined to become the virtuous wife of another noble, but instead, she became embroiled in a deeply controversial relationship with her half-brother Duke Xiang of Qi. This relationship, crossing the boundaries of family and societal ethics, became a shocking highlight and completely altered the course of her life. Some theories suggest that Wen Jiang's love for Duke Xiang was not merely personal. It was also an assertion of her power and role in politics. She understood that maintaining a relationship with her influential brother would not only satisfy her emotions, but also give her a voice in national decisions. In a society where women were merely tools for political marriage, Wen Jiang seemed determined to shape her own destiny. This decisiveness and strong will set her apart from other women of her time, creating a complex image of a woman both noble and daring. When she married Duke Huan of Lu, ruler of the Lu state, her life took a turn. This marriage was a political arrangement, but Wen Jiang did not easily abandon her relationship with Duke Xiang. During a visit to Qi with her husband, she and her brother rekindled their relationship despite all constraints. This event was not only a turning point in her life, but also led to serious consequences. Duke Xiang, seeking to keep their relationship secret, ordered the killing of Duke Huan of Lu. Wen Jiang did not return to Lu but stayed in Qi, accepting her tragic fate, a choice that showed both her desire for freedom and the consequences of her illicit relationship. Wen Jiang's life was a series of conflicts between love, duty, and ethical standards. Her actions cannot simply be viewed through the lens of a woman betraying her family and marriage. They were also an expression of a spirit longing for freedom and the right to choose. She was a woman daring to pursue her desires, regardless of social prejudices and constraints. The relationship between Wen Jiang and Duke Xiang may have been a combination of love and power, but it was also Wen Jiang's way of maintaining influence and affirming her role in Qi's political scene. By not returning to Lu, she seemed to accept a life of wandering and the tragic fate she had chosen. In solitude and torment, she may have looked back on her days as a beloved princess in Qi, but she could not escape the price she had paid for her choices. Her journey from a cherished princess to a woman living on the margins of society embodies the image of someone brave enough to confront her personal choices, even if it meant facing loneliness and societal condemnation. In popular culture, Wen Jiang is portrayed both as a villainous woman and as a symbol of strength and independence. To her contemporaries, she represented a negative example of breaching family and moral boundaries. Yet from a modern perspective, Wen Jiang can be seen as a pioneer for women's longing for freedom in a feudal society. The contradictions in her life serve as a reminder of the power of social expectations and the price individuals pay when they choose the path of resistance. Ultimately, Wen Jiang's story is not just her own. It is a reflection of a feudal society with its strict standards and imposition of power over women. Wen Jiang chose a path no one dared to tread, making her a figure both pitiable and admirable. She is the embodiment of a woman who wanted to live authentically, even at the risk of facing harsh consequences and society's disdain. The lesson from Wen Jiang's life is a warning about the complexity of power and love, as well as a reminder of the strength and contradictions in human nature. Wen Jiang left behind a tragic story of love, ambition, and the desire for freedom. Her shadow stretches across history as a symbol of personal struggle, self-determination, and a cautionary tale about the boundaries people need to uphold to avoid being ensnared by power and passion. Though her life was tainted with scandal, Wen Jiang remains a vivid image of a woman who dared to stand up and live true to herself, a timeless story.